Chapter 17 Wakey Wakey, Big Mistake. George and Howard wandered back to their treehouse, feeling pretty good about themselves. But things were not looking so good for the teachers at school, who were just waking up. "Hey!" shouted Miss Anthrop. "Somebody drew on my face with permanent markers while I was asleep." "Mine too!" shouted Miss Fitz, as they sprayed painted my rear end. "Someone gave me a mohawk," cried Miss Whipple. "Somebody shaved off my eyebrows and Goofy glued them to my chin," roared Miss Surrey. "Somebody filled out my test forms in Pig Latin and mailed them to the IRS," screamed Miss Labor. Miss Daycan whispered to the mirror. "Thank goodness nobody did anything to me," she laughed. "Hooray!" "Don't look now," cried Mr. Westworthy. "But a bunch of kids are out in the parking lot filling up our cars with low-fat cottage cheese." The teachers all whispered to the windows. "What is the meaning of this?" they shouted. "We are following orders," said one of the children. "Who gave you those orders?" screamed Mr. Crow. "An authority figure," said another kid. "We never question authority figures." The teachers were outraged. They marched across town to the old abandoned building that Mr. Miner had converted into a with old kid 2000 TM spray can factory. "Look what those kids did to us," Mr. Crop shouted at Mr. Miner. "That stupid stinky spray of yours doesn't work." "That's impossible," said Mr. Miner. "I'm going to get to the bottom of this." Chapter 18 Low-Fat Rider. Mr. Miner went back to school, climbed into his low-fat cottage cheese-filled car, and drove around the city. Even with his massive intelligence brain, he still couldn't figure out what had gone wrong. As he drove, he passed by a coal estate. A group of children were watering someone's house, mowing their flower garden, and painting their lawn. Mr. Miner stopped his car and got out. "What on earth are you children doing?" he asked. "We are following orders," said one of the kids. "Who ordered you to do these things?" asked Mr. Miner. "A grown-up," said the kid. "Grown-ups do not make mistakes." Mr. Miner squished back into his car and peeled off. "No adults would give those kinds of orders," Mr. Miner concluded. "This has to be the work of a child, and there's only one way to solve that problem." Mr. Miner zoomed back to his factory and strapped himself into the StinkyCon 2000 mecha suit he had been building all week. "Somewhere in this town there are children hiding," Mr. Miner said, "and I'm gonna get them." Chapter 19 Let Us Play. The genius dream teacher stormed out of his factory and headed down the street, spraying everything in sight with his headless mecha spray armpits. Say hello to my stinky friends, he shouted. The horrible brown clouds rose up over the city, getting bigger and billowier as they spread out across the town. After several hours, George and Howard could see the brown clouds from their treehouse window. That's that brown fog again, said George. It won't be long before it reaches our neighborhood. It's a good thing our noses are clogged up, said Howard. We can't smell it, so we are immune. Yeah, but our coast wasn't last forever, said George. I'm already starting to feel better. Uh-oh, said Howard. We need to find an address we can trust, and fast. George and Howard had no other choice but to ask their parents for help. The two desperate boys sneaked into Howard's house, where both of their families were sitting together, just finishing up dinner. Thanks for inviting us over for supper, said George's dad. It's always a pleasure, said Howard's mom. Please let us clear the table, said yesterday George. What a splendid idea, said yesterday Howard. Then we shall wash the dishes and mop the floor. Oh, what fun we shall have. George and Howard hid in the hallway, waiting for just the right moment to come in and tell everyone the horrible tale of woe. But before they got a chance, their parents began to talk. I don't know what's come over those two boys lately, said George's dad, but I like it. Me too, said Howard's mom. They're really grown up these past few days. It's like their whole personalities have changed, said George's mom. What an improvement. George and Howard looked at each other with sadness, then walked back to their treehouse, broken-hearted. Oh, man, said Howard. Our parents like the new versions of us better than like the us versions of us. We are going to have to find some adults we can really trust, said George. But who? Cried Howard. I've got an idea, said George. George and Howard went across town through the choking brown fog until they reached Melvin's Lily's house. Luckily, Melvin's garage door was open. Even luckier, Melvin's glow-in-the-dark, time-traveling robo-squeeze suits were there too. George climbed up into one of the cockpits and fired up the engine. The robo-squeeze suit lunged forward and grabbed Howard in its tentacled arm. Then it lifted down the sidewalk while George set the controllers.